Welcome back. And here I am. Just wanted to show you something. This little gray tree frog. Still trying to live, even though fall has arrived. There he is. He actually just popped out of this, my deck table umbrella. It's pretty funny, but there he is. Just had to show you that. And I want to show you one more thing. I'm over here at my neighbor's, and there's just something about this tree with the leaves falling. Look at that. And the blue sky. I mean, what? Why is it so blue? So beautiful. That person could just stand here and look at it for hours, right? Beautiful. So I just wanted to start by showing some of those really cool things that touch me. The beautiful tree and the frog, because it's not been a real smiley week for me. And it's been a little while since I've done a video. We were sick, and then a couple days ago, my cat died suddenly. She was only 8 years old. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but fine one minute, literally, and gone the next. And so I just started thinking about how hard that is, but grieving is part of life. And I know that I'm sure all of us have grieved something in our lives, whether it's a human being, which can be just devastating when you lose someone you love. And not to minimize it, because losing a pet, and I would imagine even for those of you who have farm animals, losing a farm animal can be difficult. And so it's just been one of those weeks, and I do want to do a little video though here of some of the beautiful things going on here towards the end of October, and how lovely it is. And even though there is just a feeling, for lack of a better word, feeling of death because of the trees dying and the plants are gone, the harvest is winding down, there's also life, and there's hope, and there's things to be seen later. I love Ohio because of the beautiful seasons that we have. We have this time of death, but we have very soon, coming up in just a few short months, a time of beautiful life and planting and growing. And I'm sorry about my glasses. I think I'm a bit fogged up, so sorry about that. But let's just take a look at a few things around the yard here, around our property, that are just beautiful and exciting, because the harvest is not quite done, and I would like to involve you in some of the harvest. So first I want to go down here just to my tomato patch, one of my tomato patches. This is really my larger tomatoes, and my cherries are up at the upper garden, but I am going to this year, I think, take these green ones before the next frost. We have had a couple frosts, but they're actually still here. I'm going to take them in and see if they'll ripen. Have you had experience with that? I know that people do that. And we've done it, of course, in the summer when they're just somewhat colorful, but this really has virtually no color on it. So we'll see what happens. But over here, I just have to show you these nasturtiums. And look at this. They are still as lovely as they were. I am overwhelmed by the beauty here, and I love how crowded they are. The only problem is they tend to choke out the peppers. So next year, and my husband's all for it because he's not about crowded places. So just making some change so that we can have our peppers have a bit more room. And then the loofahs, I am anxious to harvest these, and I'm going to have to think about this, because I have heard that you have to wait till the skins are kind of orange or yellow, and the videos I've seen do have an orange or a yellow skin. I wonder if they're a different variety. Do these get the yellow or orange skin? So we'll see what happens with that, but I am anxious to get those harvested. I think they're going to be Christmas gifts. Shh. Loofah sponges. Anyway. And pretty much nothing down here. The berries are done. So we're saying goodbye till next year. I'm just going to quick walk over here, because I do have the sweet potatoes that we haven't harvested yet. And I'm thinking it's time for that as well, because the leaves are finally starting to die back. They were blooming for so long, and I just thought if they were blooming, they should not be, at least what I've heard, they shouldn't be harvested yet. So I think it's time for that. We'll be doing that shortly. And I think we'll do some videos maybe on this harvesting and maybe how we're going to be storing some of these things. In addition to that, we do have the butternut squash, lots and lots of butternut squash. And if I poke my fingernail into it and it doesn't go in, that's an indication that it's ready to be harvested. So we do have several that are at that stage. And we also have some that are still green. I really don't think the green ones are going to ripen inside. Please let me know if you know more about that than I do. I'll do some more research, but I may harvest them just for fun and see what happens with them. But we got bunches of ready butternut squash. As we come up here to the top garden, we have the parsnips that I'm very anxious to harvest. I love parsnips. If you saw a video I did some time ago of tasting them, they're really tasty, to me, a very tasty root vegetable. They taste a lot like a carrot. So I'm anxious to get those harvested. They're very hard to get out of the ground, so I will need my husband for that one. And then we're over here across the way, we have the purple sprouting broccoli, which we will talk about some other time. I have mentioned it in a previous video, but it has to be harvested. Has to overwinter, be harvested in the spring. I planted at the wrong time, so we'll see what happens there. Over here, we do have the leeks, which I am so pleased because every year we've done leeks. Is this 2 or 3 years? I don't even remember. But they're just so prolific every single time, and I love them. I cannot wait to harvest them. We do dehydrate them and use them in all kinds of soups and stews and so forth over the course of winter. So we'll be doing that process with you too if you'd like to see that. Or if you don't want to see it, you don't have to. But anyway, so that's what's happening out here. I do want to go one more place. We're going to just pop over to the greenhouse. So this is the greenhouse. I really have on my list of things to do, not sure they're on David's, but another greenhouse in addition to this one, a smaller one that is with clear sides and so forth. We'll see about that. But in here, it's a little bit messy right now, and it kind of got neglected for a bit. But I have my ginger, which I really need to harvest. My son had some and he harvested it. He actually is going to make ginger beer, which is very interesting. Maybe he'll make a video of that. That would be fun to see. We'll see about that. And then I have over here my 2 fig trees, which are losing their leaves now, as you can see. And I really need to harvest these. Not harvest them. Did I say harvest? No. Bring them inside. Last year I had a fig tree that did not make it. It just got too cold even in the greenhouse. So I need to take these 2 inside. They are in pots, so that's good. And then over here, I did plant carrots because they did not work outside. So I will be harvesting those as well. And there's just a lot of weeds and a volunteer tomato. Anyway, we haven't gotten a frost that has affected this greenhouse yet, but it gets very cold in here. It's not necessarily a heated greenhouse unless we put a heat lamp. But not sure we're going to do that this year. And lastly, I just want to show you the pumpkins that we harvested. They are not as many as I had hoped, but we're hoping to at least do something with these. Generally, we don't can things like this. We'll just either keep them in cold storage, or we will also make pumpkin pies, of course. So I think my kids want one too, because they are quite the bakers as well. So even though it's been a sad week, it was really nice to be able to spend some time just talking about my gardens and the things that are happening here. Life can be difficult and grief can be hard, but we all go through it. And my prayer for you is that if you're going through anything, that let's be praying for you and that you can find the joy in the things around you as well. And so remember to stay rooted, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.